Hey, folks, Quilly Team here, and welcome to our Wednesday live stream. And I was actually quite torn about what to play today, but ultimately, my desire to see us complete our hardcore permadeath Grim Dawn run has pushed me to continue with this run, which I do love so much. I love Grim Dawn. It really is my favorite action RPG, and I'm happy to be back in it today. I've updated my little posty thing over here with a little more context and stuff, because people come in and ask for those things. It's going to be very handy to just be able to pop that up as need be. CK3 Lost Duel. Also X4, which I practiced yesterday. And actually upgraded to the 6.0 release candidate today. I realized that the next DLC doesn't come out to next week, but as a newer player, honestly, the DLC content may or may not affect me that much. But that is going to be a great one to play. There is going to be some programming planned this month. Now, I will say this, unless something changes all of a sudden, we won't be doing Ludum Dare this month, because I will actually be away out of the country on that weekend for something work related. But I do want to do some programming maybe the weekend before. That might be the plan. We shall see. But today, we slay evil in the second of 2 expansions. We've cleared the base game. We've cleared the Ashes of Malmuth expansion. We are now starting on the Forgotten Gods expansion. Technically, we poked our head in here after Act 2 just so that we could access the movement ability over here unlocked. But otherwise, we're ready to go. Is that silent? Oh, just really quiet. I know we like dropped a lot of these at some point. There you go. Seems okay. Ludum Dare weekend's also Quill's birthday, so we were already on Triff. Ludum Dare was gonna happen. That's true. I mean, there was that. That's true. That is true. DLC content can be added later. Difference you don't get any DLC starts. You still got access to DLCs. Oh yeah. For the for X4, yes. I assume that's what you're talking about. You get access to DLC systems and ships. Current state, we continue with it after release. Yes. So I had considered we could start that, or this could have been a throwaway X4 stream. But I thought, you know what, this is what we want to do. CK3 hits Twitch integration. CK3 Twitch integration is like one of my huge requests for the game. It's one of those things that I'm like, why haven't they done that yet? I really want to get Twitch to like vote on decisions and things like that. That would be excellent. What's X4? X4 is a space sim game. It's EVE offline. It's Star Citizen, but it exists. It's that sort of thing. It is quite epic and grand, and it's a shame that I've never actually covered it on the channel. I've only dabbled with it a little bit on my own before, but I have been eager to do it, and next week, the big 6.0 mega patch as well as an expansion comes out. It's something like the 4th expansion or something for X4. I guess the full name is X4 Foundations, but... it's been a game that's been like sort of long worked on, and I think this is like the developers like this what they consider to be their final touches in that. So it'd be quite good maybe timing to finally go and get started on that. Seems grand. Economic simulator and space sim skin. I mean, people play it for all kinds of things. You know, some people like the dog fighting in fighters thing, and other people build huge fleets of 100 AI ships to do war and create space stations and do all kinds of stuff. I really like the idea of the scaling about it. Any simulators? No Man's Sky? I mean, vaguely, but not really. Best part about Grim Dawn DLC is free movement. Yeah. It's quite handy. It actually doesn't matter that much for the class we're playing, because mostly we're just standing back and letting our minions kill everything. But it's always nice to have a minion ability in there. So yes, so if we go and bring up the local map, or the world map over here, we started our venture in Devil's Crossing after being possessed by a magic space demon. Then we cleared the eastern side of things over here, defeating Warden Krieg. Then we went to the western side, defeating a bandit gang, some bugs, some cultists, and then finally slaying, I don't know what's his name, like Logorian or whatever. I don't know if he's supposed to be a god or whatever, but we killed some big nasty thing. We then came back over here, went past Berwish Estates into Gloomwald and Ugdenbog, and then finally Malmuth over here, which is where we cleared the Ashes of Malmuth expansion. And we finished that, is it like last when did I do the random extra stream? Sunday? Last Thursday? Something like that. I don't know. Oh, hey, you grabbed a screenshot. That's really cool. Excellent. And yeah, I mean, in general, I'm going to keep that off, but it'll be fun to reference some things. But today we start the Forgotten Gods expansion, which technically you can start as soon as you're done Act 1 in... I accidentally clicked on waypoint. Which technically you can start as soon as you complete Act 1. And again, we poked our head in here just to very rapidly align with factions so that we could get ourselves movement ability skill. But otherwise, we have not started the Forgotten Gods yet, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. And yeah, there was a giant update for No Man's Sky today, which is very exciting. I love that that game's still being developed. So we're finally getting an area that's a little bit brighter than some other parts of the game. We are in the desert. And we've got some quests that we're going to go around and just pick up now and see what people have to say.
The oracles of Drieg spoke of your arrival. Their mad choir whispers of you marching alongside our forces into the tomb of the Eldritch Sun and emerging triumphant. But even their eyes cannot peer into what I offer. The Shattered Realm is unlike anything mankind has ever witnessed. Teeming with wealth and power beyond imagining, but also dangers not unlike those that we face even now on Cairn. I have the means to open the way, if you wish to join me in pursuing its mysteries.
So what this guy does is he's the one who controls the portals to the Shattered Realms. Oops. Yeah, we don't have to hear it a second time. I'm not going to accept this quest right now because I don't want it in the quest log, but this is a infinitely repeatable, infinitely scalable sort of endgame content kind of area. But we're going to do regular questing for now instead. We're going to talk to Basila over here, which I believe is the lady that's on one of the loading screens. One of the 3 loading screens? Anyway, she is one of those. She's also associated with the cult of Bismiel, which is the cult that I have sided with over here. There are that's Conclave of the three witch gods. I believe they were all human sort of wizard type people who kind of ascended to quasi-godhood. We're going to be friends with all of them, but by aligning with the cult of Bismiel, we got a kickstart on rep with them versus the cult of Drieg and the cult of Soleil, and I think the cult of Bismiel has more of the sort of pet-oriented stuff that we're kind of eager to get, so that was part of it. So yeah.
What I've heard is true. You do have some sense to accompany your affinity for carnage. Together, we shall weave a web not even a god can escape.
Cool. What must we do?
The schemer's web demands my utmost attention.
The schemer is, I believe,
Bismiel. The Forgotten God stirs within his temple, but plans have been set in motion to see to his destruction. Elaine has heard the lady's will and knows how to proceed.
Elaine? Oh. Let's say Alan.
I am certain that you will not let me down.
I'll speak to Alan. Hey, Alan.
Chosen to fight under Bismiel's
banner.
A wise decision.
And that's why it's
we
Elaine.
all serve Bismiel's will. You might as well be doing so willingly.
Like Elena. Basila says to speak to you.
Yes. I have been tasked with the preparations for the upcoming battle, and you will assist me. The Lady of Whispers has decreed that we are to gather powerful essence from the guardians of Korvan Temple.
How's the sound, by the way?
They
Because I just
call
tweaked
blood
it.
Of the Watchers, though it is not blood in the literal sense. It is pure arcane energy, turned solid within the shells of the stone guardians still roaming these lands. Find these.
Let me know again when we start combat.
Watchers among the ruins of the Cairn docks and the Temple of Osyr to the north, and bring me their blood.
You want blood? All right, I'll get you some blood. Oh, you want specific blood? Oh, okay. Get what you need. All right, there's the rep vendor. But right now we don't have enough rep to get anything useful. Now, there's nothing stopping us from getting additional quests from other factions and stuff like that. This guy here is interesting. He's gonna, if I recall correctly, this guy's just gonna give us something for free.
Well, look what we've got here.
Game sounds low when you talk. That is by design. I have the game audio ducking while I talk to try to not conflict as much. Well, I see you made a decision choosing to pledge loyalty to the witch gods. I hear they take that kind of thing very seriously around here. Which do you serve? What, me? I don't serve any of them. I serve the god of making Riggs a wealthy man. Then what are you doing here? Well, I'm what you might call a supplier, a purveyor of particular goods, if you will. I have a special talent for finding high-end and difficult-to-acquire objects. Things this crew here can't seem to get enough of, particularly since they set out on their little crusade here. Something about a long-forgotten god and the end of the world, or some such. Sounds like business as usual to me. A wise man once said, where there's a fight, there's a fortune to be made. Sounds like a Ferengi rule of acquisition. Who said that? Me, you fool! I just said that. It was a joke, you see. Oh, so you're a merchant? Well, that's an oversimplification. You see, those other trash peddlers down there, they got it all wrong. Selling goods for iron bits is a child's game. Man isn't gonna get rich playing games. No, my friend. I trade only for the finest goods, for favors. Favors from very powerful people. Favors that I'll be cashing in when I see fit. So you just give them things. No, I don't think you're listening to what I'm saying here. I give them things in exchange for favors. They're in my debt. They owe me, you see. There's people all across this land that owe me, from emperors to dung sifters. The living, the dead, makes no difference. They're in my debt, and when I need it most, I'm going to come calling. That's wealth right there. Do you have anything for me? See, now you're getting it. That's what I'm talking about. She wants to make a deal. Let me think for a second. Yes, come to think of it, I do have something for you. You know what this means, of course. You're going to owe me, and someday I'm going to collect. Do we have a deal? You know, fine. What could possibly go wrong? Well, here you go. I think we get a free item. I'll tell you what. If you come back sometime later, I might have something else for you. The right price, of course. Of course. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fine. We'll just get an item. It's not one that we particularly care about with this character, so we'll probably just end up selling it, but you never know. I think we checked back here. I think there might have been a lore book, but we've already picked it up. I think we did a pass around. There's the stairs. I think we did pass around and picked up all the lore books, actually. Oh, there's another fella over here. Anorak.
Traveler, can you spare a minute?
Okay. I can't hear him over the combat sounds. Hold on a sec. Although he probably doesn't have a lot of voice dialogue.
Traveler, can you spare a minute?
You look like you might be able to help me. Sure, what do you need? My brothers! I was supposed to meet them back here last night, but they haven't showed up yet. We split up yesterday morning outside the Cairn docks to the north. There's a temple under the ruins there. They couldn't leave it alone. Just had to go for one more. The two of them just can't control themselves. How am I feeling? Fooling. I would have been right there with them, but I was already loaded up with as much as I could carry. I told them to meet back here. That was the last I heard of either of them. I'd go back out there and look for them myself, but I should stay here in case they come back. If you're headed out past the wall, will you keep an eye out for them? They've got to be somewhere between here and the Cairn docks. Yeah, I'll find you, brother. Sure. Boop, 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 boop.
Serve the three and prosper.
I was gonna say, I serve the flaming fist. With all the chaos around here, I didn't even take notice of your trials. Care to put yourself to the test? Yeah, what do you need? What was once a joint pursuit of raving zealot and his brainwashed followers has turned into a full-on assault on the primordial being. To say that we were ill-prepared for a conflict of this magnitude is an understatement, but it's also no secret that this region is teeming with old secrets and forgotten artifacts, a resource we can take advantage of to augment our dwindling arcane supplies. I've sent a group of aspirants, vacuum cleaners, to scour the Temple of Osyr to the north of anything valuable. I expected them to return by now, but no one's seen them. If you're going to make yourself useful, go out there and find whatever they've scavenged, and bring them back too, I suppose. I'll find the artifacts. And your losers. I think that's a full pass through here for the quests. Again, if we did miss one, it doesn't mean we can't complete it on the fly, but it would be very handy if we had the star markers and didn't have to backtrack. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and leave town to the north. Apparently the guards are fighting some monsters and even dropped some loot, so that's very convenient. And we're out in a Korvan Plateau. Interns. Yeah, that's it. These unpaid interns, you know. Well, I guess you get what you pay for, right? So again, with our build here, we are actively casting some things, but our own spells basically do no damage. They're only existing to proc buffs for my pets, for my army of here. My own army of interns, in fact. So that's hopefully what they're going to do. It's our first time fighting some lizard creatures, some dinosaurs. I guess these are big egg clutches over here. This gives me very much playing World of Warcraft vibes. There's a lot of like deserty areas, and I definitely get that kind of general sense. Smears, it look like there's a path here. You know, look at the minimap. Yeah. But I don't think this is one of the hidden areas. There's lots of hidden areas. Well, throughout the game world, and especially in this expansion. And this is the second expansion, so I think they had like Lots of extra time, lots of extra ideas. Yeah, it's a little Barrington, the Barons. Again here. Doesn't it look like this little side area? I think the minimap's taunting me. We do have a totem coming up over here, which is nice. Always nice for some extra loot. Guaranteed a unique from it. It'd be great if we could. So, okay, after level 50, which we now are, we can start getting some pretty decent uniques. I was shopping around to see what kind of stuff we'd be interested specifically with our build. I'm not seeing a lot of like mid-tier stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we'd really be looking at the high end for. Got an empowered obsidian shield, but that's not anything we care about. A recipe for Voidmancer's cord. Well, that is interesting, actually. So it's a belt recipe. Primal Bond is... yeah, this here, which we're probably not going to be using. Light Fiend we do use. We don't use Summon Familiar. Bonus to all pets. I mean, it's not like our current belt is bad. Although it doesn't have any pet-specific bonuses, just +1 to all shaman skills. Yeah, no, we might consider that. None of Atiesh staff links. Oh, I guess we had gotten to the point where... well, you know, it might be a little early in the run to start just picking up stuff for cash. Ideally, I'd rather go the 2-hour stream without having to do a run back to town to sell. Ideally, I'd like to end the stream with a full inventory to sell, which would be great because we could always use a few bucks. Now, I think if we come around here, is there not a way? There is a way to get down there, but it's not from here. Yeah, there's some lower area somewhere that we get to this from. How'd you get healed? Walking away because I thought you were gonna die. Robo Sand Effigy. It's got a lot of stuff going on, but that's not going to be a monster infrequent we're particularly interested in. Hero unit here. I don't have to clear this area, but it feels like a good warm-up to kill some stuff on the surface. Usually the surface fights are a lot easier than stuff you do in dungeons, so I feel like it's a good warm-up. That is a double rare Gerbil thing. I don't know, I'll grab it. I'll take a look at the stats later and see maybe it's something for another character. Or in a sense, you can think of a monster infrequent as almost being like a triple rare at this point. Got some kid to Alt F4 once. Come back, he yelled at me. Alright, we got a Wayfind already. And... oh, quest marker. Master Harkin of Death's Vigil. This is the faction I joined, right? I could have gone with the cult of... what are they called? Not the cult. Kaiman's Chosen. Could have joined Kaiman's Chosen. Instead, I went with Order of Death's Vigil. Good to see you, and still in the fight, sister. Seems our efforts in the Blood Grove weren't enough to stop Father Kaiman and his band of zealots. We find ourselves chasing him through the forsaken wasteland of this on his mad quest to resurrect the Forgotten God. Forgotten God. I wonder what that sounds familiar. Have we met before? No, but we hail from the same banner. You did a great service to the Order of Death's Vigil back in Sorrow's Bastion and the Blood Grove. Because of this, there are many brothers of the Order who have heard of you. We are in your debt. I'm glad I could help. Sadly, our battle with Father Kaiman and his fanatics didn't end there. We tried to warn the Black Legion of his folly, but alas, they are occupied by the Chthonian and ethereal threats. No one would believe a lone fanatic could be so dangerous, and why would they? With all the unimaginable horrors that now roam Cairn, one crazy old man doesn't seem like a credible threat. Yet here we are. What do you know about Father Kaiman? Truthfully, we know very little about the man, but his story is a tragic one. Despite the effort he and his army of zealots put into hunting down our order, I still have empathy for him. I truly believe he thought he could save us all, though he was doing what needed to be done to save Cairn. But I fear he was misled from the very beginning, used as a tool of revenge by a spiteful entity that wanted nothing more than to punish this realm and all who inhabit it. I can only imagine what promises it made to Kaiman under the guise of Empyrean, what lies it fed him to maintain his faith. You mean Korvac? Yes, We now know the truth behind Kaiman's lunacy, a forgotten god that forged new faith under the guise of Empyrean. All of Kaiman's chosen are mere pawns in the machinations of the primordial beings that do not care about us in the least. We are as insects, insignificant to their plans. So yeah, the other faction we could have joined, turns out they might be responsible for summoning a god that's going to devour the entire world. Oopsie. How ironic that humanity was exactly what Korvac required to return. I'll stop him and the Forgotten God. Just some flavor text for us, but it basically sets the theme of this expansion. So kind of worth reading. Oh, these are allies here. Portosian chest guard. Not a bad item, although again, not for us. I'm just gonna hug the edge of the map here. As usual, I like to determine the boundaries of the maps whenever possible. Whether I hug the left side or the right side varies. Oh, Temple of Osyr. We do have a quest to do something around here. I wonder, should you have joined the other faction, the Kaiman Chosen? Would the sides be flipped in the expansion as well? They're hard-coded. Well, they were misled. But no, it's, yeah, if you join the Kaiman's Chosen, when you get to the Forgotten Gods expansion, that's when it's revealed of like, oh no, mistakes were made. Oh no, everything is terrible. Yeah. It doesn't change the story. It leaves it exactly as is. You just happen to have sort of sided with the wrong group earlier. But, you know, the core of the group sort of realized, or will have realized at some point, we'll meet some people who are like, yeah, things were not the way they were supposed to, and now we kind of have to fix things. Assuming there's going to be some sort of underground entrance that shows itself over here. Very much like Ashes of Malmoth, I don't have a great memory of the content in this game, or this expansion, and possibly less. Because I usually go through all the content in order, not as many of my characters have made it to the Forgotten Gods expansion. I have cleared it about 3 times on my my Petra the Petromancer, but that was a while ago. And since I normally play the game... Oh, my skeletons are dead. Since I normally play the game while I'm like, you know, watching Netflix and stuff, I don't always have the greatest memory of what's going on. Doesn't it look like there's a little area back here? I wonder if that opens up later on. Huh. What's the key to reset the camera? I guess I can do it manually. There we go. So, Grim Dawn is interesting in that Act 2 of the game is not the desert. The desert is not until Act 7. This feels like in other ARPGs, right? Like Diablo 2 and 3, the second act is a desert world. Titan Quest, the second act is a desert world. Just seems to go that way, you know? I missed a lore book or 2 in the first zone, but that happens. Enjoying getting the lore backstories to make the less mindless killing things since I haven't played the game. Yeah. I mean, you know, most action RPGs are about, you know, just killing things as quickly as possible, but the lore is there. One of the reasons, like, a lot of times people think of Diablo series as having good lore is because it, like, forces it on you, right? It, like, stops the action for a cutscene. Here, it's not the case. You have to actively participate in the conversations. You have to read the lore notes, which admittedly we're not doing that much just because of voice management here. There's a waypoint coming up, and I see a little underground tunnel thing. Temple of Osyr. I'm gonna say Osiris a bunch of times, I'm sure. But the entrance to it, so... Oh, that must be it there. Well, looks like we're gonna walk around here first. I don't know, maybe I should go right for the temple entrance. Let's see. Hey, is it just me? Are we not getting sounds for the resub pop-ups? Maybe the game's too loud? No, we ain't. That's weird. Maybe Streamlabs is having an issue. Oh, you just finished the Hidden Path quest for the first time. Oh, that's a good one. These, sort of constructs that rise up here, they really give me a Titan Quest vibe. I'll have to do a hardcore Titan's Quest run next time. And then I'll probably die to the Gorgons because they are insanely hard. A very, very tricky Act 1 fight. It's murdered great many of my characters, often multiple times. Okay, quest marker over there. Is it on this dude? Oh yeah. Oh yes, I was here for some blood. Blood of the Watcher. Okay, it's 1 of 3. I don't know if they're all in here or not, but we'll go and keep doing a bit of a full clear. Super Mario 3, Second World, the Desert World. Yep. Ah, the worst is it 2-5? The level with like the sun that like swoops down and tries to whack you. I hated that level. I would save a P-wing for that level. Hated it. It was so hard. Fuck the sun in SMB3. Exactly. That guy was a jerk. Oh, I should be mousing over more of the walls to find secrets, and I'm betting there's a ton in this dungeon. Alright, second Blood of the Watcher. So far, damage feels pretty good. Our lowest of the primary resistance is acid and poison, and doesn't appear to be hitting a lot of that right now. Okay, so there's a level down, but before I do that, I'm kind of tempted to just look around more on this first level, because maybe that's where the third Watcher is. Although I suppose we could go down and then pop back in the entrance if we haven't found it. So, was anyone the right age to watch, was it called just The Wizard? The movie that was basically just one giant Nintendo commercial? Featuring, like, Super Mario Brothers 3 and everything at the end? I mean, I'm pretty sure that movie, like, holds up, like, 0% these days. But man, as a kid, did I ever think it was awesome. You're just thinking that movie? Yeah. The movie comes up all the time. It's a pretty major thing in my psyche. Okay, so there's clearly more here, but I'm not seeing a star right now in the minimap. So I'm gonna pop down. If we're missing a Blood of the Watcher, then we can just come back in and take the left instead. Oh, the Power Glove, it's so bad. Yeah. Power Glove really was bad. What a piece of shit piece of equipment. It did not work well. I didn't have one, but I did get a chance to try it at some point, and it was not good. Which, I mean, to be fair, like, that kind of motion capture device 40 years ago? You couldn't possibly expect it to be that good. Okay, there's another star up there, which might be a Watcher. Yep. Cartoon with the kid in the Power Glove. I don't remember that. I do remember, I like the Super Mario Brothers cartoon series. At the time. I don't remember if there were other, Nintendo, oh, I gotta get some more skeletons. Oh, there, I heard that one for the subscriber. Hey, Yonderbeard. Was there a Legend of Zelda cartoon? I don't think I watched it, but I have vague memories that it existed. It might not have even aired in Canada. There's a Pac-Man cartoon that I remember liking okay as a kid. Yeah, and it was probably trash. But kids have no taste, so. We got another star coming up. We also have ourselves a divinity shrine. Now, one of the things you can do, even if you are doing the expansions in order like we are now, right? One thing you could consider doing at some point when you're level like 40, 50, something like this. We're at 58 at this point. Is we could pop into Elite and do Act 1 Elite. Just because there's like 8 shrines or something in Act 1, we could get tons of divinity points. Devotion points. Which could help with some of the content. Alright, Desecrated Shrine, so it's going to be a fight. Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, yeah. I was very lucky as a kid because I had like Nintendo stuff. Well, let's pick it up because it is class stuff. But I had friends that had a Sega Genesis. So between the two of us, we were able to have access to all the games. So it looks like there were lots of those. Well, I don't know if that was that kind of contract. I bet you there's more than 3 dudes that were killable for that blood. It's pretty easy to collect that quest. So okay, so these things are usually a sign we're going to fight a boss. It's usually that's getting locked into an arena. There you go. I don't have a quest for you, which is a little curious. So we need some skeletons again. Very sparky in here. Can't imagine this guy's electric bill, especially in this day and age. Oh, devotion points. Right, I was going to go for Bismiel's Bonds over here, which is fairly pet-oriented, and the end cap here would give us the ability to summon another temporary pet on the go. I don't know, maybe this is going to be part of our final build, maybe it won't, but for now it's clearly going to be okay, so what the heck. Okay, so we got the exit. The way in's over here. We don't have a quest marker on it. We did complete just one quest. Okay, but I'm going to go and turn it in right away. Because again, I don't have these quests memorized the same way. So if it has a follow-up, I'm going to want to get a new star marker for it. I don't remember who gave me this quest. You have a real Nintendo Family Phone, only a fake one, which had Mario and Duck Hunt. Still my Tetris handheld. Was this Alan? Oh, it was Alan. Hey, Alan.
Were you
Elaine.
successful? Do you have the blood?
Is this what you seek?
Yes. The power coming off their blood is intoxicating. This is exactly what Bismiel demands. Here, a small gift from the Eldritch Realm for your efforts.
Was there anything else?
What I must ask of you next is much more dangerous, but perhaps more exotic, depending on your taste for travel.
Anyone else who played Duck Hunt afoot from the TV? The real trick was to play Duck Hunt while pointing the gun at a light bulb. Where am I going?
Mortals ever witnessed the splendor of the Eldritch Realm, but the Lady of Whispers has blessed us with a riftstone, granting us brief access to a secluded portion of her realm. Therein dwells a creature known as Galfang, the Night Terror. Bismiel has decreed that its time has come. Its essence will be made to serve. You are to enter the realm of the gods and track down this creature. Slay it, and bring me the core of eldritch energies that swirls within its
I'm
chest.
great at killing things. All right. Yeah, sure. Let's go. Gummy Bears cartoon. Yes! They're so bouncy. I can't remember how the theme song went. I knew it was good, though. But yeah, the Gummy Bears were great. All right, full pets, full buffs. This place is creepy. Got the cool little star effect. This does remind me of, like, the end of time in Last Epoch now. I adventure this beyond compare. Terrors of the Eldritch Realm. So far, it looks pretty cool. You can make a house here. Wait, how do I backtrack to pick that up? Okay, but not by much. I'll just come up here. Holy, I played this game for hundreds of hours, never noticed there was a voice acting. Let's turn it off at some point. I mean, I usually play without the volume turned on at all. It's a real shame. Oh, my pets! Oh gosh. I wonder what's killing them. Because there's a few resistances they're missing. Still. This music gives me a very Act 2 Diablo vibe. Went on an 80s cartoon-themed tune hunt last weekend to show my kids. It was fun for me. Oh, nice. It's amazing how many of them have stuck. One thing I will say for the, so the She-Ra sort of remake, reboot that happened a few years ago, the She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, I was a huge fan of, like, He-Man and She-Ra growing up. They were, like, massive. And She-Ra even in the 80s, which now, I gotta say, it doesn't feel like it holds up. Oh, there's what we're here for. I'm not sure that the 80s She-Ra really necessarily holds up, but it was the much better of the two shows at the time. But I did enjoy those shows quite a lot. But yeah, I watched the Netflix reboot, Princesses of Power, and the theme song, the first couple of times I heard it, I was like, I don't know if I like this. And then, but then at a certain point, it just started to be like, just God tier. It was like that and like the Buffy theme song that were just great. Obviously, Buffy's not a cartoon. Well, do you have it? I have the core of Galfang.
The Eldritch Realm is stunning, as the stories say. You will have to tell me about your journey later. Right now, we must bring the blood and the core to Basila. She has a plan for them.
Have you noticed the difference in the quality of Master Sheets in last epoch? Maybe it made a Blade Dancer after getting Paladin mastered me, and the whole Blade Dancer specs seem gotten a lot more interactivity and just in general more interesting stuff. A lot more class. We noticed something similar. I have. Now, I mean, for me, it's a little hard to separate like my personal preferences versus objectively which ones are better or not. But yeah, there's some variance in quality in some of the different trees. And you know, that's certainly something that they, you know, the developers know and will be working on. I mean, it's evident that some of the trees aren't even done yet, right? Not all the classes have all three masteries. But yeah, no, I think it's legitimate to say that some of them are more interesting than others. What else does Basila need?
I believe it's time you spoke with her yourself. I've done everything she's asked. Seek her out at our forward camp.
Oh, did she move?
Vanguard of the three. Far to the north, past the Sunbane Oasis and through the Howling Chasm.
Oh, okay. You want a piano build, make a rhythm blade dancer? I just want to say the rhythm's gonna get you. But yeah, I don't tend to play a lot of piano builds because just that much clicking is not great for me.
Greetings, Seeker.
Word around the camp is that you'll be traveling out past the gates. If so, I have a bit of a situation you could help me with. I don't think I missed this guy earlier. Maybe I did, but maybe he just spawned. He just showed up as a quest marker now. What is it? It's about my apprentice, Kanan, or more specifically, the thing that I sent Kanan to retrieve. You lost your apprentice, really? Wow, deja vu from Act 1. Yes, well, good help is remarkably hard to come by, and I'm in no condition to be traveling out past the walls. In any case, yes, he is lost. I sent him to the Valley of the Chosen in search of a unique text, Tome of Eanatum. It was a simple enough task that he should have handled readily and quickly. That was more than 2 days ago. I spoke to the Sentinels this morning, and they say that Kanan had been spotted heading back through the Sunbane Oasis east of the Cairn docks to the north yesterday. If he was returning, that must mean he found it. I now suspect the worst, that he made off with my tome. Apprentices are like flies, but that tome is one of a kind. I need it recovered. If you're heading out that way, find the Tome of Eanatum. Take it from Kanan's incompetent grasp if you must. His life is secondary to its recovery. For a touch of motivation, you should know the contents of that tome may greatly benefit us both. Yeah, all right, I'll find the tome. Sounds good. Well, maybe I could swing on the right-hand side here. Maybe it's that, like, now that we got sort of the main breadcrumb quest is hard to say, surprisingly. Maybe there was going to be more that sent us forward. But it looks like the answer to that is no. Okay. So let me, I don't want to open the map and take the waypoint, because I actually want to go back to my personal waypoint that's still open. Try saying that after whiskey. You like the rogue shadow mechanic so far? Nice. I think I've hesitated to do it because I know that the lunge skill, is that the one the rogues have? I know a lot of the movement skills are still a little bit meh in online mode. It's fine if you're offline. So I didn't really want to play a melee class that feels like they might be a little bit more reliant on movement skills. So we got a divinity shrine somewhere over here, which we'll probably have to get to some other way? Yeah, I don't know how we're going to navigate that. Let's see. Purple burglar alarm. Oh, is that the one that you try to get Scottish people to say? Oh, it stars over here. Is that the thing that Scottish people can't say? Poor skeletons. Still dying like mad. Hello. This has all gotten out of hand. Don't suppose you can help us get out of here? Yep. Oh, thank the 3. You just got here in time. Those things at his corner. Listen, we're no condition to continue. Need to get out of here. Do you think you could help us? Been looking for you. Kazan sent me. I knew they wouldn't just leave us out here. We need to get back, but we can't leave our supplies here. That would be frowned upon. If we come back without the supplies, we might as well slit our own throats. I can open a rift and send you back with your supplies. For a cut. Is that any safer, given what roams the Eldritch Realm? You know what? Doesn't matter. Do whatever you need to. Whatever it takes to get us out of here. There you go. Okay. So... Oh, is there another... Is there more path over this way? Actually, might be a dead end. We may have to go back after it, but let's see. Oh, there's definitely some more. Please, sir, can I have some more? Ooh, big birds. This looks like a dead end here. Come on, minions. Heal faster. I'm not paying you nothing for nothing, you know. Gosh. They're starting to slack. Korvan Plateau. Well, let me... We know there's a shrine somewhere over here. Let me just verify that it's not this way. It's probably a big loop around. Yep. Or maybe it's a secret area that I didn't find. That's entirely possible as well. Korvan Plateau that's got all the secret side areas later for like another semi-secret quest. I think this might be one of the 3 places where there's one. Dream crashed? Looks okay to me. Where we fight like the T-Rex somewhere in here? Maybe that comes later. Oh yeah, this is definitely like Valley of a bunch of hidden shit. Yep. But that's for later. I think the guy who just gave us free loot, I think is his quest that will eventually lead us back through all these areas to find a bunch of secret side stuff. Do you hop onto the Pro League starting this Friday? Yeah, I don't know. It's giving some thought. I was looking around. Ah, there's the big guy. You get an achievement the first time you kill this dude. Can't remember what it's called. I feel like it's a reference to Jurassic Park stuff, but I'm not certain. Yeah, I don't know. I may, but I've got so many things going on already. I'm not sure that Poe's in the cards. Valley of a bunch of hidden stuff. Not as cool as the Valley of the Kings, but still good, yeah. So yeah, I think there's like... I mean, we'll come back to it later. But yeah, there's a waypoint coming up. From there, sort of right near there, and then a couple of places in the south, where basically we've just walked. There's some some little hidden pathy things to do later. But we'll get quests to point us that way, so we'll just do it then. Cairn Docks. So we definitely had at least one quest that references this. This may have been where the brothers were. Doom Brothers. Don't activate the altar in the desert. Right, so there's like it's like how you get one of the Uber bosses, right? I don't think would be very healthy for us right now in our hardcore permadeath character. I don't know if we can activate it. It's not as simple as just clicking on it, is it? Maybe it is, I don't know. You have the ingredient it is. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, because I was pretty sure you needed something first. What's the name of that boss that you summoned from there? Because that's one of the ones that, like, it would, even if we could kill him, it would take like 10 minutes to do it, right? Calagadra. Probably the hardest one. Oh man, another diary. Oh, yeah, blow upable chest. Just. Doesn't feel like that is a hint about a side quest or anything. Korvan's folders. So these, I mean, that last book that I just peeked through did talk about swimming, and here we got Captain whatever's log. We can see these ships over here. Clearly this used to be coastal. I mean, it is called the Cairn Docks. Well, conditions. Again, I don't think that's a breadcrumb or anything. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I haven't done that many of the sort of, I don't know what you call them, like Uber bosses or whatever in this game. I think I've done one or two. Alright, well there's the Divinity Shrine. Still feel like we missed one, but I mean, we probably missed more than one. Okay, the Spallers I wasn't interested in. What about the cask? We are going to be using Devouring Swarm at some point, but I'm not sure that something... Ooh, it increases the resistance strip from Devouring Swarm? That is interesting to consider. We're not using the Devouring Swarm yet, but we will, just because it strips, is it both physical and vitality resistance, which is kind of handy? Oh, more pet total speed is awfully nice. And that increases their attack speed. Although it also increased their movement speed, which is actually quite desirable because their like movement AI is not always the smartest. So having them move faster is often better. Codex of Reckoning, Oathkeeper Soldier, not for us. Totem over to the east. This is kind of dead end, so back this way. Dons tried to show through Cairn docks what happened with desertification. Nestle keeps stealing water. Haha! The true final boss of the game. Nestle corporate headquarters. Pop this totem for loot. I'm not doing full clears, which possibly means I might be missing something off the backtrack for later, but we're mostly hoping we'll just run into things as we go. Backtracking's not that painful, so as long as we get the waypoints, it's the important part. Okay, no enemies around. Because totems can be a tough fight sometimes. Ooh, level up! Alright. More points physique. And for now, yeah, I think I was just generally pushing the Necromancer up. The idea is we'll put at least 1 point in Blind Purse, but then work our way up to Master of Death. Although, we could help our minion survivability by putting a bunch of points in the Oak Skin for their defensive ability, armor, and some extra resistances. But I think I will just go down Necromancer for now. Oh, these guys are going down pretty quickly. That's good. Like, the totems, the modifiers that the heroes will have when they pop out of the totem is a fairly large range. So some totems are trivially easy, and some of them are just brutal. Of binding is a good trait for us, but I don't think the rest of it matters. I mean, at some point, so Warden's Judgment right now is converting all our physical damage to Aether. There are some items that convert physical damage to Vitality. I was trying to look through the Grim Dawn database to find it. There's not the same sort of like 100% conversion, but there's still some. Okay, so there's a cave there to the south. We're now in the Sunbane Oasis. Devouring Swarm boosts. Vengeance. 30% Chaos Resistance, crazy. Beetle Nest Entrance. I think this is just an optimal side area. I was going to say probably Dangerous Domain. Okay. Doesn't all damage go to Vitality in a way? Yeah. I mean, if this were like 5th Ed D&D, we'd be talking about like necrotic damage instead. Actually, Last Epoch as well would be necrotic damage. The boss right here, this is a really small side area. Ancient Heart. Oh yeah, that's a crafting thing. That's it? Wow. Yeah, microscopically small. There's probably bounty table stuff to kill him. Battered and deep fried, I hope. I mean, if we get to the Vanguard of the 3, we'll know we'll have missed something. But that's okay, because there'll be a portal there, and then we can always backtrack after. Something's killing my skeletons. I see a lot of green goop on the ground, so it's probably poison. Empowered Massacre. Great item. Not for us, though. No recipes this time? Huh. Oh, hello. What is this? Scorpius Pummeler. So Mage Storm of the Aether. Neither one of those modifiers is useful to us. It does have built-in +2 to Blight Fiend and Briarthorn, which is great. More crit damage to Briarthorn. Converts its physical damage to acid. Which isn't that helpful. It does add a bunch of acid damage. Yeah, I don't know if we end up using that. Oh, and a blueprint. Wraithbone Sash. Vitality Aether Resistance is pretty nice as a combo. Yeah, almost missed a blueprint. It's probably poison. This is fine. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is quite cool because we can walk under the other bridges here. It gives us a nice multi-level area in this zone. Oh, I didn't actually click on the chest. Tried multiple times. And this water and everything, yeah, this is very Act 2 Titan Quest. Probably, it may have reused some of the assets, I don't know. Or at least used it as a mold. Viper Hemorrhager. I don't think that's going to be useful for us. We're getting tons of Devouring Swarm loot here. Oh, I see. You go in the high area and then down. Okay, so we're sort of backtrack a little here. Anything interesting this one? Probably not. Means he heals undead. Divinity 2. And Divinity Original Sin is a great game. I know we have a jump, but I don't think I can jump across the bridge. I think there are invisible walls stopping from doing that. It's the Grim Dawn equivalent of OSHA. Preventing you from accidentally, like, jumping off a cliff. Baldur's Gate 3 soon, I know. Which just tells me I have to get in gear for Baldur's Gate 2, but I was so wanting to revisit, you know, Victoria 3 and Stellaris and Crusader Kings 3. I'm like, man, when am I going to fit Baldur's Gate in that? Just have to find a time to binge it. I don't know if we've got a quest down here, but there is a Divinity Shrine, so that's good. So I'm feeling a little, perhaps too confident. Something, slow, insidious killer. I'm like, surely I can keep kind of pushing ahead here quite quickly. Don't start that shrine yet. You can do all that if you stop sleeping. Yeah. There you go. Is that the trick? That's a cool looking couple of mobs. Guardsman's Hammer. Part of a set. Cairn Manifestorium. Offhand, that adds flat elemental damage. I have a hair that's... There it is. Offhand, it would replace my flat vitality damage, Lich Guard. I don't think we're going to switch to it. Even though Emboldening Presence is a skill that we use. +1 to all skills and Oathkeeper. That might be deeper. It might be the way out. There may have not been anything in here other than the shrine. Oh, which speaking of, I should spend my devotion. Bunch of vitality resistance for me and my pets. Let's say I'm going to be overcapped now, but it means we can switch some of our gear at some point and lose some vitality. It's not that bad. So notice how many skeletons you got. How many points do you have in Undead Legion to get so many? Well, I am currently at 19 of 12 in Undead Legion. In addition to that, I believe I have 2 items that give me increased skeleton count. My weapon is definitely 1. My weapon gives me +1. Oh, there's a boss dude to kill here. And I think there was another one. We hadn't accounted for all the math, but... Okay, this guy is obliterating my minions here. Let's actually take a look. Yeah, he's clearly doing poison damage, as you can see. If we go here and check out our minion stats, which are at the bottom. Yeah, my minions still have 0 poison acid resistance. Quite bad on Pierce as well, and Chaos. They have some of everything else, which is nice. Interrogator. +2 to all skills in Soldier. That's pretty good. Battles of Horn. The guy we just killed? Oh, and oh yeah, I should read those so that we don't get a duplicate. Where'd the lore book go? Oh, there it is. I know there's an exit that way, but let me just... Crumbling wall. Oh my god! Look at me actually finding a secret for a change. Although, wait, is there nothing behind this crumbling wall? Oh, no, there's a lootable. Praetorian chest guards, part of a set with a lot of resistances on it. Huh. Huh. Might be worth checking my stash to see if I have other pieces of that. That is a lot of survivability. Mistwalker leggings. Oh, that's for like Arcanist. Mostly, if not exclusively. I don't know about Searing Light, but the other 2 I think are both Arcanist. Can a skeleton be poisoned? Apparently so. Oh, we got a star marker. Well, let's see if I can get to it this way. I'm thinking maybe not. We have to backtrack a lot to get to the low ground, but let's see what happens if we come around this way. Oh, there we go. Got a ramp. Stats in blue and purple gear, random or handmade. So blue and purple are both they're both unique items. One is called epic, one is called legendary. They are static. They I think they can spawn with a range of values, but what's on them is always the same. So there's the tome I had to find. I guess it's on the dead apprentice. We did try to steal it after all, and that didn't work out so well for him. I'm assuming we just have to go back up now, but yeah. So yeah, a lot of builds, like the sort of final end game builds that people have, most of what they're wearing, a lot of it is going to be like all purple. Usually with like one set or a combination of a couple of sets mixed in. Partially because you're guaranteed to be able to find it at some point. If you kill stuff long enough, very few things drop. Like the legendaries and stuff are almost exclusively all just sort of pure random world drops. So a lot of times you can't farm specific legendaries. There are a few of them that are associated with specific boss drops. In particular, I mentioned last stream, there's a really good set if you're playing Death Knight, which is Soldier Necromancer, that is pretty easy to farm for because it drops from a certain set of bosses. So you can just sort of farm them over and over. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty random. There is another type of gear called the Monster Infrequents, which are often called Monster Intrinsics. They're just referred to as MIs in the community. And those drop off particular classes of monsters and or specific sort of hero or boss type creatures. So they are very farmable. They do come with random prefix and suffix. So sometimes the question is not whether or not you'll get an MI, but rather you want to get the MI along with the affixes that are desirable for your build. I really like that system because it's something that you can very much farm, and you can chase. Like chasing the perfect double rare MI is something that can keep you occupied for a long time. You know, if you're really looking to squeeze every last ounce of power out of your build. For some builds, the optimal item will be a legendary, and for some builds, the optimal item, you know, it'll vary by slot, will be, you know, a perfect double rare MI. So I don't know for us what we get in the end, like what would be looking for. I know there's a couple of really good sets for like summoning. One is called Divinity, one is called Rolls or something like that. I'm taking some damage there. Yeah, I was probably too busy talking and not paying enough attention. Which is bad, because again, we are playing hardcore, so that's permadeath. I don't tend to play hardcore usually when I'm on my own, because as I've said, usually I like playing these games and like watching YouTube videos or Netflix or something on the other screen. I use Netflix as like a catch-all for like watching streaming. These days it's mostly like Disney Plus and like Prime Video more than Netflix. But yeah, and anyway, playing a hardcore character like that's pretty dangerous, because if I'm not paying attention and I'm like standing in green goop or something, or not noticing that I gotta drink a heal potion or run away, it's real bad. There's one set specifically for Briarthorn plus Blight Fiend. I know I saw a legendary. Actually, not even a legendary. I think it was a glove with like a couple of different versions. That would be very nice for us. It was like the base glove, then the mythic one, then like the legendary version of it or something like that. Because I was doing some looking up in the database. Oh, we're in a little under area. There. This looks like it almost would have been a secret. I don't see anything clickable down. Oh, there is. Little hidden remains. Not particularly important, but Skeleton Summoner has a couple of really unique options. Sadly, one of the best skeleton items always makes me feel bad because you don't have field command. I saw that one today. I think a couple of the top-end Marrow Band variants would still be quite useful for us. I think the Marrow Bands are also one of the items that includes like physical to vitality damage conversion. Not 100%, but some amount. And if we get a couple of the highest level version of the Marrow Band, which dramatically, Marrow Bands buff your skeletons like mad, but then yeah, also give you just a lot of extra vitality damage, which I think for our character is going to be the ideal thing to stack, because A, we can get quite a few bonuses to damage for vitality damage, but also we have a lot of things that strip vitality resistance. So doing vitality damage is ultimately going to be very desirable for us. Right now we don't have much in the way of resistance strippers, which is fine, because right now we're still scaling via adding more raw damage. But the thing is, there's only so much scaling you can do with that, and that's why stripping away resistances gives you a great other tool to scale. Tainted Blade. Whoa, Tainted Blade. Ravenous Earth. Storm Evoker. Okay. And Tainted Ravenous Earth is one of our abilities that we could use. We're not spec'ing it right now, but we're not gonna. Jaren's travel log, and presumably one of these is Jaren. Something about a map. Questions. According to the map, only 1.5 days journey from the place they call the Valley of Chosen. I mean, I wonder if that's where we are now. And that might be a breadcrumb to some sort of hidden loot type stuff, but Death's Gate gives you 84% physical to vitality for pets, but if you don't take soldier, you can't get an insane 380 base vitality damage to allies. Oh, we're the Vanguard of the 3. I'm like, hey, those sounds like witch cult names. Which cults? These cults. Ah! Alright, waypoint get. Basilla?
Elaine was quite pleased with your performance. But now it is my turn. You've gathered the materials and the power we need. It is time for my favorite part.
And what's that?
With the materials you've brought me, I have
respect it.
conjured what's known as the Gargan Key. It is an arcane device used by the people that lived here long ago. Its purpose? The summoning of eldritch creatures within the Temple of Atep. Travel north to the Valley of the Chosen. Seek out the temple and find the altar within. There, the veil is thin, and your chances of success highest. Let nothing stand in your way. Not the primordial ones, brainwashed fools. Not the temple's defenses. Activate the altar and bind me a worthy minion.
Hey, I'm all about binding minions.
I hear you've done some excellent work around here.
Perhaps you can spare a moment to assist in the interest of Bismiel. Sure, what do you need? The Sacred Web brings word of a peculiar gathering in the Valley of the Chosen. Korvak's zealots are up to something. There are whispers of an eldritch monstrosity that was once imprisoned within the tomb of Ariath. I have a strong feeling the fools are trying to release it. Scouts could confirm my concerns, but by then it may be too late. If these fanatics release it, they may even be able to bind it. I propose a different solution. We release it first. Now hear me out! If this creature truly exists and has in fact been bound within the tomb for centuries, it will be weak when it first awakens. That will be our opportunity to strike and deny our enemy a resource. Within the tomb are 3 conduits said to bind the creature there. If they are broken, the beast will be unleashed. Find the tomb of Ariath in the Valley Chosen in the Infernal Waste to the northwest. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't we just release some sort of infernal being onto the world? That sounds fine. Destroy the conduits, release the beast, and slay it before the enemy has a chance to claim it. Yeah, why not bind it ourselves? A possibility: we do not know the nature of this creature, its weaknesses. I guess we're releasing it so we can kill it. Okay, fair. All right, I'll eliminate the creature. That actually sounds like a smart plan.
Yes, traveler?
If it isn't the intrepid traveler. I've had my mind on you for some time now. Your exploits here and beyond have proven to be very favorable to the 3. But another vision has clouded my mind as of late, and I think you may be able to help me. What is it? I've peered into the veil, and what looked back was sheer malevolence. The being I speak of is known only as the Messenger, a powerful servant of Korvak. Folk tales would describe a fiery visage coming to people in their dreams or in their times of desperation, offering them salvation and solace from life's woes. It is this harbinger of Korvak's fiery wrath that bound the foolish Kaimon's Chosen, the forgotten god's will. Why it has chosen to reveal itself now is unknown to me, but it's an opportunity you cannot pass up. Eliminating the messenger would be a critical blow to Korvak's forces. You must follow my vision to the place of misery known as the Pit of Atonement. There's an active volcano within the ruins of... Hey, there's probably a dwarven city there. Within the ruins of Korvan City to the northwest, beyond the Infernal Wastes. There the messenger awaits us. Seek it out, destroy it. The Weave of Fate demands it to be so. I'll see that it is done. Let me pop back to... the Conclave of the 3, because I think we've got at least one quest to turn in here.
Serve the 3 and prosper. Deny them and...
Yeah. I see the artifacts have been recovered. Oh, and the aspirants too. Have you to thank for that? Yes, your aspirants are safe now. Yes, they're bruised, exhausted, and shaken up, but they did their job. The artifact they found should be of use. At the very least, they should offer valuable insight. It is not new secrets or if not, new secrets for us to learn. You've exceeded my expectations. Perhaps there's another thing you can assist me with, something more enjoyable. What is it? A trio arrived in camp. The Seers of Drig have witnessed they're coming on their tapestry or whatever nonsense they spew. They insist the trio belongs with us under the servitude of Soleil. I'm not quite as inviting. If they wish to pledge themselves to the Dark One, then they must be tested. If you're interested, you can administer their trial. Speak to them here at our camp and determine their worth through bloody combat, then inform me of their value to Soleil. Consider it done. We have to check our Bismiel rep vendor as well, because we did get to Respected. Hey, Atron. We've been instructed to wait here for our initiation. I don't suppose that's why you're here. Yep, that's why I'm here. We're prepared for whatever you throw at us, whatever it takes to earn a rightful place in Soleil's ring. So what will it be? Slaying some beast, battle of the wits, or you will prove your battle prowess to me? Oh, I wasn't expecting to fight people, but if that's what it takes, all right, we're ready. Prepare yourself. They're gonna get spanked. I yield. That's enough. Your skill is far beyond my own. I have no chance of besting you in fair combat. So, what are we gonna say to them? Oh, hey, Lexo Frost. I've seen you before. We got me through title. Been a while since seeing a good Grim Dawn stream. Do you ever play with others? Been a while, but I love the game. I've played Grim Dawn with friends. I really enjoy it as a group thing. It's a lot of fun. So what do we say to them? Do we say that they fought well? There was miserable effort. We're also gonna have to report in what we think as well. I mean, it was a 3v15 option. Second option says, Ezel. Sure, that was a miserable effort. If this is what Soleil expects of us, then we have no business serving the three. I humbly concede. So yeah, we could just deny them being a part of all this. Or we could be like, nah, you know what? You can join the cult. What do we think? I mean, maybe if we let them in, they'll just get killed and it'll be terrible. Or maybe, you know, it's mean to turn them away. Because we are kind of a badass. Just because we beat the snot out of them doesn't really say that they're incompetent. Fine, we need the cannon fodder. I like that, Sticks. All right, yeah, that's pretty decent. Sure, you've totally proven your worth. You're too kind, fought my hardest, must say it was miserable defeat. Felt like a small child battling the ocean current, tossed about, dragged beneath and battered in the rocky depths. Prowess in battle was eye-opening. I only hope our brutal defeat was still enough to prove what lengths we're willing to go to in learning place and service Soleil. Yeah, sure, you've proven your worth. Then we can change our mind again. I'll tell Kaizen you've passed the test. Nothing else if you die, that'll give me some more corpses to resurrect later. It's fine.
Serve the three and prosper.
How'd these recruits do? They're worthy. Sure. Excellent to hear. More blood in the service of Soleil, more loyal servants to live and die in his glorious name. Perhaps we'll start them where the scavenging crew failed. Yeah, just don't expect me to go rescue them. I mean, unless there's rewards, you know, then I'll do it then. All right, let's go. Oh, I can turn this in. Good.
Greetings, Seeker.
Yes, I found the book. Was this no surprise? That poor boy was about as useful as a bundle of sticks and about as flammable underneath that relentless sun, it seems. But I suppose he didn't deserve to die out there all alone. I should have sent someone capable along with him. His efforts are not in vain, though. Now we have the Tome of Ianatum. What does a tome do? Well, it doesn't do anything. It's a book. This guy. Really? No kidding. Patience, my friend. It's not what the book does, but what knowledge it contains that matters. You see, this tome describes the art of transmutation, a technique developed in the Korvan Basin, but lost when the nation crumbled underneath the god's boots. I have been searching for it my entire career. With the knowledge contained in this tome, I can use the magic imbued within objects attuned to the presence of others to alter their very nature. Okay. It's no petty illusion either, my friend, but the power to bend reality itself. I can test this technique on some of your equipment if you'd like, but you'll need to give me some time to decipher and study the text within the tomb. But we already have access to an illusionist to reskin our gear. I don't know, sounds dangerous. I'm in. What does that guy lead to? I don't know. Alright, so yeah, we are now respected with Bismeal here. Which I should probably dump some of my loot too, but what kind of recipes do we get? Bismeal Lethal Waistguard, +1 to all skills in Shaman. That's tempting, because we've already got a boot with that, or belt with that, but presumably this is a higher level one. I mean, it comes built in with bonus percentage health, pierce and vitality resist, and then some other random stats. Endurance as a relic is not for us, although conceivably we might need it as a recipe for something. I guess I'll pick that up. All this gear's all level 65. What are we at? Oh, yeah, quite far. So some of this might be worthwhile to us. You can see these shoulders here. Oh, Jolie Flaw. Thanks for the bits. Had some old bits around. Thanks for the content. That's cool. I'll dust them off. They spend just as well. Thank you.
Iron well spent.
We'll learn that recipe anyway. Yeah, I guess, let me go and just bank the blues. I got the blues. They're epic items too. Down. Okay, bank some components. And yeah, we'll just double check. Oh yeah, I'm running a Grim Dawn item assistant, so just anything I drop in this stash, it just moves to an external database. As part of my I gotta catch them all uniques. Because there's no reason for me to keep these around, especially if I'm playing sort of solo self-found with these characters. Yeah, the Praetorian, I should actually check just on the off chance that I've got some more pieces of that set. I don't know if it makes sense to put them on.
It's safe with me. Promise.
Guardsman set is kind of a nice one if you're a soldier. Raptor's Mantle does have pet stuff. Bone Harvest, Conjure Primal Spirit. I don't think that's the vibe we're going to go for. It is stuff for my class, just not the build I'm currently working on.
I'll keep an eye on this.
Okay, what was the Praetorian? Let me just check my item assistant here. I know it's not going to get captured, but Praetorian. No, I don't have any other pieces of that set. Okay.
Safe storage, no question.
Bank that.
It's safe with me.
Not dead yet? Not dead yet! Not quite dead. Okay, so I think... Oh, okay, Tomb Brothers. We never did do that one. Where was that? Near the Cairn docks. Check rep vendor. I did check Bismeal with the respected. We did take a look at that. Okay, so that's the bug place, so it's not there. The other rep vendors, as far as I know, we are friendly with the other cults, which would just give us new mobility items. So we are gonna have to go back to the rep vendors when we hit level 65, because they do have some things to sell to buy there. We're looking for some other tomb maybe in the Cairn docks. Oh, a marker and also a phone call. Hello? There we go. Sorry about that. Just the we're getting some renovations. It just finished actually. We had some renovations being done this week, and that was just the place calling. I was like, oh, sorry, just having to make a quick note. All right, good to go. All right, you guys can hear me okay? We can hear the game now. Lovely. So presumably it's one of the brothers.
I could use some help over here.
I could use a hand. I think my leg is broken. Well, make up your mind. You need a hand or a leg? God. I mean, I got some spare ones. I could just rip one off a zombie. It'll walk on its own, but you know. No, essentially, it's just they were trying to book a time for the to come look at the kitchen stuff. So talk later. Nothing urgent. Anorak sent me. I think he's some sort of jacket. Anorak sent you. That figures. That guy worries like an old woman. He's always after us to be careful and watch out for each other. Though I guess he was right this time. He's always right. It's terribly annoying. Where's your brother? I don't know. I mean, he told me to run and he looked horrified, so I booked it. I never looked back to check on him. The whole temple started shaking. It was like an earthquake or something. I fell coming up the stairs, busted my leg up pretty bad. When I yelled out for Andoran to help me, he wasn't there, so I hauled myself the rest of the way up the stairs. He's still down in the temple? He must be. He certainly didn't pass me on his way out. I'd go down there looking for him, but I can't walk, not with my leg like this. So you're gonna go down to find him? Sure, but let's get you out of here first. I'm gonna rip you gate there. I hope this thing doesn't collapse on my head. I don't know how many points of damage that'll do, but I'm Assuming it'll be a lot. He wants a hand in place of the leg, obviously. Whoa! More of these big guys. Yeah, basically, as long as I don't see any green, i.e. acid poison damage, everything seems to go pretty well. I wonder if there's a node in the devotion tree that gives my pets acid poison resistance. Otherwise, we will be reliant on finding some gear with it. And pet resistance gear isn't as plentiful as resistance gear for ourselves. Yeah, there are a lot of nodes for pet resist. In fact, the tree I'm working on now just gave our pets a ton of vitality resistance, which is nice. Problem is searching for those nodes is sometimes a little annoying. Like, you can search for poison resistance, and you can search for nodes that give bonuses to all pets, but searching specifically for nodes that give all pets poison resistance is tricky. I discarded that aspect of the Guardian. Is that one of the buffs? Little buffs. Is that a cultist thing? Oh, rotting corpse. Is this him? Oh! It's...
Hey, stop fiddling with my body!
You shouldn't go messing around with every random corpse you come across. You're dead. Also, I'm a necromancer. It's literally my job. Yeah, no kidding. You're a smart one, ain't you? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. It's just a new thing for me. What, being dead? Yeah, being dead. You toying with me? I don't know. I have a lot of people who are, repeat customers with being dead. Strange conversation. I gotta be honest, stranger. I don't feel dead. I mean, I can see you there poking around my corpse, but here I am just standing here. Guess I'm a ghost or something. What do you know about that? Well, a lot, actually. It's literally my job! Oh, the occultist job. Oh, the upgrade for Blood of Drig that gives you acid resistance. Yes. God, I mean, Blood of Drig's just such a great skill. And, like, all my favorite characters are occultists plus something else. Your brother sent me to find you. Errol and Anorak? So Errol made it out all right, that damn rat. When I told him to run, I didn't mean for him to take off on me. Suppose I can't blame him. I probably scared the pants off him screaming about how we had to get out of here. So what happened down here? We got down to the heart of the temple expecting to find nothing but skeletons and a bunch of loot, but there's a crazy old man down here with an army of ghosts. Without so much as saying hello, the old freak cast some sort of spell at me. I panicked and told Errol to run. We took off for the exit like a couple of scared kids, and the whole place started shaking, rocks falling from the ceiling and everything. I was dodging left and right, but I think one of them must have clocked me right in the melon because everything went black all of a sudden. Then the next thing I remember is looking down at you, snooping around my body. Must be the old man smell that turned me into a ghost or whatever this is. Something tells me I ain't getting out of here till somebody puts a stop to that old bastard scheming. Don't suppose you're up for a good fight. Oh yeah. Want to go down there and beat some sense of that old weirdo? I'll take care of him. That sounds great. Just poking here, just making sure. Yeah, it doesn't open up anything. Which I wasn't expecting. Typho's constellations gives poison resistance for pets. Typhos? Oh, right here. Pet. Interesting. Wolverine as well? Wolverine. Well, we'll have to see what our plans are leading to. Another devotion shrine down here, that's nice. I mean, at this point, in a sense, any pet resistance is good, because none of my pet resistances are capped out. But it would be nice to do the ones that are the lowest. All things being equal. Just worried if I did the Wolverine devotion, my pets are going to say bub a lot. And get real short. Except for the movies for some reason. That's a lot of green stuff. Pets, follow me out of there. You're just getting disintegrated. You're dissolving. That's a lot of percentage bonus damage, which is nice. That's percentage health. Oh, you know, one of the things that's a little bit annoying is if I go to this tab and I go look at the pet stuff, I can see the total damage percentage added, but I can't see like percentage vitality damage. Oh, I also can't see their flat damage bonuses over here. I have to do it like by looking and counting each individual piece of gear. Although I don't know if I import this profile into Grim Tools, does it give me a more detailed breakdown? Could. Can't be short if your name's Huge Jacked Man. I have Empyrean. There's a bunch of enough poison. Does give 5% max to all apprentices. That is quite interesting. I mean, one of the differences too with my is it Conjure, the Occultist Shaman? It just generally seems to have a lot more healing. So even if it doesn't have all the resistances covered, things tend to be a lot sturdier. Also, the big singleton pets like these do tend to be generally more burly than skeletons as well. So it all sort of lends itself to pets not dying the same way. Ishak the Spring Maiden gives great benefits to Ritualist. I think that was on my chart of where we're going. Over here. I think that was part of my plan. Physical damage. I mean, anything with flat damage is great. Also, just giving me more health is nice too. Defensive ability, life reduction, speed is good, bleed resistance. There's poison and acid. And what's the end cap? Right, it's when I get hit. Which ideally is never going to happen, but in practice it will. It gives all their pets a temporary buff. Huh. Maybe. Game looks Path of Exile. If you like that game, should I give them some more? I definitely think so. Let me put that up for a sec. With, I mean, a little bit snarky, but also accurate points, and obviously subjective, right? And these are my opinions of things. +1 to all skills in Oathkeeper. Yeah, these gargoyle girdles are really nice, but I don't think I'm gonna bank them. Again, if we find a double rare version of it, then I might bank it for a future character. Vilescorn Greaves. No, I think we already have one of those. Blueprint, Glyph of Arcane Insight. Applies to metals. Oh! Oh, this is an improvement. Okay, so from one of the cult factions here in the expansion, we can get a movement skill, just like the leap here, except it's teleport. The teleport cooldown is a little longer and the distance is a little shorter than the leap. So, but the advantage of the teleports is that they do bust you out of crowd control. And so this, I believe, is an upgraded version of that, that we might even be able to buy, but it also does some damage, but I think it goes a little further. That's actually quite tempting to consider maybe crafting for ourselves. Because what is our leap? It's 5-second recharge, 14-meter range. There's a 5.5-second recharge, 11-meter range. So it's still a little slower and not as far. It's a better emergency button. Yeah, I know the D4 beta, like obviously that is not the full map because it would be stupid if that represented the full map. Kind of beta. I think Diablo 4 is going to be a good game. And one of the things again, it is the animation and everything, like when you get into combat in Diablo 4, the combat feels very like crunchy. Like you feel like things are getting hit. The sound is great. It definitely has that like AAA kind of polished animation style and things like that. And we don't know what the end game build feeling will be in Diablo 4. But I don't think it's going to be as crunchy as, I mean, it definitely won't have the same level of complexity as Path of Exile. That is what Path of Exile does. Path of Exile has a pretty stupendous end game and great build diversity. Very crunchy. Grim Dawn, I really think that it's fairly crunchy with a lot of build diversity as well. We don't know for Diablo yet Obviously, Diablo 3 is just a joke in that particular matter. Diablo 2 it didn't have massive build diversity, but it had some pretty solid ones. And we'll have to see what D4 looks like. Right now, like the basic talent tree, the sort of Charlie Brown Christmas tree of talent trees in D4, isn't the most like, ooh, I can really, imagine the theory crafting on it, but we don't know what happens with the Paragon levels and what late game loot looks like. Recipe for an item this is another cool item, but not for us. Master's Scepter. +2 to stun jacks, which is, I think, a demolitionist ability. So this is for like a lightning demolitionist, I guess. Not for us. Oh, I thought for a second, because it has the same model as our current shield, I thought this might have been an upgraded version of our current shield. Because what'll happen with some of these epics is they've got sort of base version, and then they'll have like maybe 1 or 2 level like versions above it. So they'll have like the epic, the empowered epic, and then like a legendary version that gets better and better. I don't know if there's improved Lich Guards. I think there are, though. Again, Lich Guard isn't necessarily like the strongest thing for us, but it's got a really good survivability effect on it, which I really appreciate as a hardcore character here with the permadeath and the whatnots. So presumably this guy was the wizard that we're supposed to kill. Yeah, I got to return to Anorak now. Okay. We'll just pop out the exit just to say. Lich Guard goes to Mythical. There you go. They released a video about Endgame today. What? Oh, Diablo? Oh. Where's... Okay, not you. Where's the guy with the brothers? Oh, right here by the gate. Hey, Anorak.
Hello again, traveler.
Yeah, thank you for bringing my brothers back. I like that he's here. The ghost is here. I did bring both brothers back, although one of them in a somewhat more ethereal version, but sure, I'm glad I could help. I have to be honest, this is all very strange. I don't really know how this is happening. The thing with the ghost, I suppose I don't really care. That thing, my brother, he's as much Andoran as he was when he was alive. Just glad to have him back. Yeah, what's the ghost doing here? You're asking me? I have no idea. All right. Cool, quest complete. So, our time, okay, we got some time. We can pop back to the Vanguard of 3 and then continue forward. Clean up our little side quests. Turn off the overlay for the text here before we do any more. Hey Quill, got into Grim Dawn because you're ranking, loving it so far. It's a lot to learn. The different colors in the item description mod. Yeah, if you do ! What game, there should be a reference to a rainbow filter mod. And that's what just adds a little bit of color to the tooltips. The only mod I'm running, in my opinion, something that should be in the base game, makes it really quick to identify like rares at a glance, but also to spot what kind of elemental damage is on a piece of gear. It's also linked in mods. Thank you. Sencha's got you covered. And this is not a particularly interactive build, which is exactly what I like out of a lot of my pet builds. You can make interactive pet builds in this, especially actually even literally with the class combination that we've got, because in Necromancer, we could go heavy into Reap Spirit, which is sort of like we're casting spells that summon things as a side effect. But I like my pet builds to be as handoff as possible. Although we are literally every 3 seconds when our cooldown comes up, there's 3 spells that we cast. Well, every 3 seconds is 2 spells, Bone Harvest and the Windigo Totem, and then at the same time we're spamming out Call of the Grave to continue to buff our minions as well. So it's not like we're not doing anything. We just don't do much damage ourselves. Again, we're in a management position, you know? That's all it is. Let our interns do everything else, get their hands dirty. So there was a totem there that we'll have to come around for, but I also see a shrine. The first of the Grim Dawn stream videos did finally make it up to YouTube today. And the others I'm hoping to follow pretty quickly behind so that people can catch up. I mean, you can watch the VODs here on Twitch, but I get it. A lot of people, myself included, do prefer watching the content. Ooh, that was a lot of items for this shrine. On the good old Yub Tubs. So yeah, that should be coming. So that's going to finish the Bismiel's command. Now, what's annoying with this We do have to bind it to an attack. It's not on hit. It's just when the attack gets used. If I bind it to my leap, what's the percentage now? 100% chance. So you're telling me every time I leap right now... No, I bet you I do actually have to hit with it. But I guess I'm going to be trying to leap on top of things. That didn't seem to have summoned anything. Am I taking damage? Screen went red. I might have been still standing on something. 60-second skill recharge. Oh! It might be on cooldown from being slotted in. That's possible. But it should summon a hound that lives for 20 seconds. Okay, there's a star there, but I want to do the totem first. I mean, I'm assuming it shows up over here, but maybe not. Wait, is there really nothing for me to target right now? That's annoying. Deep. Not in here, is it? No. Huh. What am I doing wrong? So we got a legendary here, the adversary. Oop, that's not it. Where'd it go? Right here. Oh, it's a two-handed rifle. +2 to all skills, Demolitionist, Soldier, and Oathkeeper. Obviously, you can't have 3 classes, but it gives you more flexibility about using it. I think Shattering Blast is a Demolitionist skill. I think ideally use this if you're a Demolitionist plus either Soldier or Oathkeeper. You Trick Shot, which is just a chance to be used on hit. I think that's a really good item for someone who can use it. Which, I mean, if we had more cunning, we could use it, but there wouldn't be any point in us. Empowered Stormguard, +1 to all Oathkeeper stuff. It feels like we've gotten a ton of Oathkeeper stuff. I'm getting a little disappointed about. It doesn't show us a pet with the other ones. Is it maybe? So maybe it's just in this pack somewhere. You know, when we use it. I am wondering if it gets summoned from just a hop, or if we do have to hit something. It doesn't say on hit, but it does say on attack, so maybe it does actually have to land. Can items be shared between characters? Absolutely. So you can access a stash. I mean, I could test by dismissing all my pets and then just seeing if I can jump on someone's head. Oh, is that the puppy or is that, Oh, it just despawned. Yeah, okay, it is working. Cool. All right, good. Oh, yeah, and I could miss because of low offensive ability. Although my offensive ability is weirdly not as bad as... What about on this guy? No, weirdly not as bad as I would have thought. All right. I might be able to bind it to other things afterwards. Was it the ethereal hound with the frost breath? Then it's just hard to see. Yeah, maybe. What I think we're going to do, this actually might be a good time for us next time we level up to throw a point into Devouring Swarm and map it to that. And Devouring Swarm will just be something else that we add to our, when we hold down right click every 3 seconds, it gets just spammed. That might be a better way, because I kind of want to save my leap cooldown to leap away from things, rather than intentionally leaping onto things to summon a pet. So that's probably going to be the case. So when we're at, yes, you have a stash. You can store items for your own character, but you can also access a shared stash shared between your characters. So right now, the important thing is that I've just bound that devotion skill to a skill in general, so that it earns XP. So right now, yeah, it's only level 1, so how much it's going to contribute, it may not even be contributing that much. So I may not have to worry about casting it for now. What we need... Now, I don't see myself replacing the Ascendant Cowl. Like the Ascended Cowl of like plus 10 to skills I care about. Yeah, no, that's not being replaced. Even if we got like the perfect, well, I mean, if we got the perfect apexes on a Korvan cask, maybe. There's more to this floor. Let me just, only offhand that like we move over here and then all of a sudden there's like a shrine or something. Probably there's not. Oh, lots of stars. These are all like boss type people. Can we somehow make it so that run forward? Aggro that guy? The aggro? Perfect. Trying to avoid fighting everything at once. Alright, they may have joined the battle, like, once we aggroed, but we were able to kill some first, which is great. And I just leveled. Let me put a point in Devouring Swarm. Yeah, it's not physical resistance, bleed resistance, but the vitality resistance debuff is alright. And then let me go put tactical points here. Let me change the bind of this to Devouring Swarm. And let me just modify my little macro thing of Quill doesn't like to hit too many buttons at once. There you go. So when I'm holding down the right mouse button, it's also going to be matching button 3, which is going to be for my Devouring Swarm. Okay. And I bound the skill to... Yeah, good. Alright, so now I don't have to worry about jumping onto enemies anymore to trigger the pet. Which seemed like a really bad idea. Alright, so we're going to use the Gargan Key upon the altar. We're going to summon a dude. Are we fighting? Are we supposed to summon you and then kill you? This is when you're binding, she wants it as a pet. Okay, so this is different from the one we're summoning to kill it. Because there's one we're supposed to summon and then kill it. Yeah, the preemptive strike, but I guess that's a different one. Okay. Fine. I just get confused with all this murder. Let's turn this in. Basila.
What a wonderfully thoughtful gift you've brought me. Just what I've been asking for.
Are you satisfied then?
Yes. But don't think of it as some selfish endeavor. This delightful creature will join you on the front lines. Its claws will rip into the throats of the forgotten.
I mean, I like pets. It's literally my whole build.
Spill their lifeblood in Bismiel's name.
The closed her eyes and smiles. So do we have a plan?
The witch gods are united in this endeavor.
Which gods?
All of our forces stand
those
at the
gods.
ready to assault the tomb of the Eldritch Sun and breach its gates. Join them on the battlefield. Decimate any that would stand in our way.
Okay, kill 1 in 10.
Travel north, beyond the infernal wastes and into the remains of Korvan City. Ascend the steps to the tomb and make your way inside. Within lies a secret chamber with the power to breach the
That's what I was thinking too, Essentia.
Take this sigil. It will open the way to the Primordial One's hiding place. Enter the rift and bring an end to this grave threat.
All right, I'm ready to lead the assault. Sigil of the Three, quest item. Do. I don't remember that creature joined me afterwards. Might be a lie. I think it's the idea is that it's like plowed away into the door. I'm not sure. We'll try to pay attention. Maybe we'll spot something. See, now I can tell that the Hound is being summoned because I'm not like on the middle of an enemy when it appears this time. So yeah, it's up for 20 seconds every 60 seconds. Quest pet, most useless thing I've ever seen. Found it in one place. It killed one enemy. Everything else was murderized by math pets my own. I guess it's just there for flavor. Oh, that just killed so many of my skeletons walking through that acid. What was I thinking? Acid! So yeah, right now I'm just using it as a way to proc one of my divine powers. Once we do max out Devouring Swarm, it will be pretty good at stripping away vitality resistance. It is also, though, if you are playing a shaman, it is an excellent leveling tool. It is one of the things where, like, regardless of what your end build will be, you could go and like beat the whole game using Devouring Swarm as an actual just attack. Especially if you support it with monster infrequents, which, as we have seen today, there are a great many of them that boost Devouring Swarm. So I don't know where I'm going again. I'm just going to right-hand rule, see what we run into along the way. Fail to find secrets, because that's the way it goes. Have a lot of minions die to poison. Flash acid. Chosen Raiment. Where are you? For Noel, I don't have a goal set on here. This my hardcore run here started as a sort of a solo self-found. I wiped my my hardcore stash before starting. I do have parts of goals set in my my softcore characters, but not my hardcores. Was I gonna look at something else? Did I loot something else I wanted to look at? Felt like there was something I was about to do and I can't remember. Oh, I was looking to look at this Chosen Raiment. Oh yeah, it's not actually as exciting as I'd hoped. Alright. Oh, dead end? Really? Okay. Oh, yeah. So over here, these are members of Kaiman's Chosen, the group that it turns out they're actually summoning a forgotten god that's to devour the world. Our spirits are crushed and our bodies broken. Please move on. We have nothing of value. You're Kaiman's Chosen, which makes you the enemy. No, hold your weapons. We were deceived. Father Kaiman offered us a chance in a dying world, a means to fight back against the blood cults and their dark masters. But it was a lie! Empyrean is not with us. There is only Korvac. After witnessing the horrors of this truth, we've abandoned Kaiman's camp and are heading back to Irulin, if we survive. I fight to stop Kaiman. Then I pray to the true Empyrean that you find victory, though I honestly cannot see how. He has unleashed something terrifying beneath that temple. What has Kaiman done? We were fools to listen to his promises, and now all of Cairn will pay for our mistakes. Father Kaiman uncovered something ancient, primordial. It is beyond mortal comprehension. Then I hope for your sake that you are wrong. Losers! You deserve worse. Also, you guys were super racist against me and wouldn't let me join your team just because I'm a necromancer. I mean, that's mean. Just saying. So yeah, there's 2 factions you can join when you get to Homestead. Order of Death's Vigil, which are necromancers, and then the bad guys. I mean, the necromancers aren't good, but, you know, this setting is always full of, like, you know, gray choices and means to ends and whatnot. And given, it turns out the necromancers are maybe the least worst option. But in any case, we had no choice but to join the necromancers group because that's what we are. Ruins entrance. Maybe there's a devotion shrine down here. You can do it in elite. But you're ostracizing your first run only. Wait, what? Really? I didn't know that. I thought necromancers were never allowed to join Cairn's Chosen. Is it really only a story thing on normal? That is interesting, because that would mean that necromancers aren't actually just locked out of this match, and if it turns out they wanted to. Huh. No, we don't care about it on the others. There's a boss dude here. Sister Crimson, Vengeance of Caimon. Die already. Powered Chaos Gazer. +1 all skills and occultist. Amaras's Quick Cut. Cadence. So Cadence is Soldier. Quick Cuts is Nightblade. And occultist is obviously occultist. Huh. Burwitch Peacemaker, Pew Pew Gun, +1 to all soldiers. Stealth, alright. Do 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 do. Urnham's note. Was that a path we had to take? Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember how the no, it looks like it reconnects here. Just checking and confirming. Yeah, it reconnects. I think the Scorpion Man's there drop summoner weapons. Really? Okay. Oh, remember how, like, bright and shiny it was earlier when we were in the desert? Everything's gone fully Grim Dawn again. For a bit longer because we're trying to find waypoint here. In most ARPGs, right? Your waypoints are sort of your save points. I mean, everything's being saved constantly, but that's your avoid having to walk through the same area a second time again. But it looks like we did find a ruin here. Ah, that's where we go and do preemptive strike. Okay. Grim Dawn, more like Grim Middle of the Night. Ah! Ah! Clear the area so we can pop the totem. Hellsage boots. There's so many freaking uniques in this game. Get out of the acid. Okay. Whoa! This is why you gotta keep a movement thing. Oh, we're now respected with the Cult of Soleil. Although I bet a lot of their stuff requires level 65 as well. So we might not have to stress too much about checking out what kind of reputation we just unlock. I'd say the Cult of Drieg is probably like seconds away from getting to respected as well. Relic Blight. Yeah, good if you're dealing poison damage and you're an occultist. So if you're using like the Eye of Drieg or whatever as a base thing, it's quite nice. Not going to be for us, but it's still okay. Enchanter's Insignia, not for us there either. Okay. So we're Necro Shaman, converts damage into acid, doesn't work with skeletons either. Oh! Minions, kill that. God, I almost tried to just attack it myself. What a ludicrous proposition. That's what I not pay these minions for. Alright, now minions, go and attack that pillar. Yep. Alright, so we got one more to go. Look at that. Alright, the Dusk Reaper. Oh, big old skeleton, or a Scorpion Man. Wait, is this a Scorpion Man's you were saying might drop some summoner gear? In which case, maybe I should consider farming this guy. Drop the Scorpius Pummeler. Oh yeah, we found one of those before. Yeah, the one that adds all the poison damage and shit. Yeah, it does add a lot of our stats. This has got Necromancers of Binding. Hold on. Hold on a sec. Is this the one I just found? So of Binding is something that gives even more pet mods. I think Necromancers might be where the +2 race skeleton's coming from. Because I think the Scorpius Pummeler... Well, I've got another one I can compare. Yeah, Scorpius Pummeler is just +2 to Blight Fiend and Briarthorn. This has got Blight Fiend, Briarthorn, Skeletons, and Primal Spirit. Not that I have Primal Spirit, so it doesn't help there. Yeah, converting from physical to acid doesn't really help us. It's not really hurting us that much, because we don't have that much element-specific damage bonuses currently. Is this a buff? We will lose one skeleton, because we lose the +1 limit to raise skeleton. I think this might be a buff. Although we will have to add our components and augments to it again. I might not go Wrathstone. The reason I went Wrathstone on the weapon here is because Warden's Judgment itself converts all physical damage to Aether. So the Wrathstone was increasing our Aether damage output, but that obviously won't apply, so I'll have to get something else. But that actually might be a really good drop. Well, yeah, isn't the Rock is the Scorpion King? Oh, has anyone gone to see the D&D movie yet? I have a friend of mine who went to see it yesterday. It's actually the person who's like the dungeon master of our D&D campaign. And he said it was quite good. It excites me a lot. I'm hoping, I probably won't go see it in theaters anytime soon. But what I'm hoping for is when I take my trip at the end of the month, I'm hoping by then it'll be on the airplanes. Because movies tend to hit airplanes fairly quickly after theatrical release. I think they're not really worried about, you know, people like pirating the movie from their airplane screen. So I'm expecting by the end of the month it might be there, which I'm very excited for. Alright, I should learn that before I get a duplicate. Ruins entrance. There you go. D&D movie on Monday. It was great. Nice. Yeah, the only thing negative I've seen anywhere was I think some people went in expecting like maybe didn't, weren't as familiar with D&D other than like the fantasy genre, might have gone in thinking, oh, it's going to be some big epic like Lord of the Rings, and they're like, and it was a little like, there's jokes and stuff in it. I think it's a little bit more lightweight. More, I think some people said, I think my friend said something, it's more like, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, but, fantasy. That sounds pretty good. Hey, look at me, I actually noticed a secret area. That was probably the world's most obvious secret area, though. I was Googling the items the whole movie, discovered that they homebrew most of them. Really? Because I know they referenced a lot of, like, they're supposed to have referenced a lot of Forgotten Realms specific setting stuff. We don't want to get too much into it, because, I know I don't want to get spoiled. I'm sure there's people in chat who don't want that either. Okay, fairly clear. This is just a shrine, so the fight on the shrines is never too brutal compared to the totems here. Empowered Watcher of the Frozen North. Not for us. Although, that is interesting, because it's... Another tab? Yeah, so it's a shield. It gets +1 skill to all Nightblade, which I usually think of as a 2-weapon class. But it is a shield, which changes things a little bit. Alexstra's Flash Freeze. Is that Arcanist? Is this for an Arcanist Nightblade that does cold damage? There's a bunch of Nightblade stuff that does do cold damage. Release the sheets. Oh, for the items. Yeah, or the character sheets for the characters. That would be fun too. Arcanist Nightblade, an odd combination. What's that class called? It's not Spellbreaker, I don't think. Where is it? I actually don't tend to refer to the classes by their combo name, because again, yeah, we are a ritualist, but I usually specify Shaman Necromancer, which I generally find as more useful and helpful. Right, devotion, because we have an extra point. We've finished a tree. Let me check my... We are going a little bit long, because I do apparently... We still have to find our waypoint here. What was my plan? After the bonds, I guess I was still... I got the Shepherd's Crook. My plan includes Hound, which is generally, some extra health for our pets. Yeah, double tap of that. Mostly I think it's to get points for other things. I also have part of my plan, Sailor's Guide, which is always fine, mostly personal survivability, which obviously doesn't hurt, but again, it's probably on the way to other stuff. Panther I've already picked up. Tortoise, Crane... Tree of Life, Ishtok, the Maiden. Yeah. So I'm definitely... My plan is definitely to pick up the Tree of Life and the Spring Maiden here. But both of them are currently locked. Yeah, I need a crap ton of more blue and a little bit of yellow. So that's what these others are for. Where's Crane? How much do I want to prioritize that? So Crane's over here. It will give us some yellow when we complete it. Oh, Crane will give us some poison and acid resist for our pets as well. Yeah, so my pathing for the stuff in the top right corner includes picking up Crane for the yellow affinity. And then probably Hound and Sailor's Guide both give me blue, which we're going to need for stuff over there. Well, since I keep complaining about my pets dying to poison shit, let's get started on Crane right now. Seems like an okay idea. Looking at the chart, yes, Arcanist Nightblade is Spellbreaker. Hey! Look at me. I guess that's why it was at the top of my brain. Like, I didn't feel confident in saying that it was Spellbreaker, but that's the name that came to mind. I don't think Spellbreaker is one of those combos you see talked about as much, but I do expect that there's a lot of good synergy with cold damage. Crossguard Girdle. Nightblade's class tooltip states strongest power is not melee dual wielding, but deadly blade magic. No need to dual wield if you're using magic. That's Nightblade Shield's pro. I mean, makes sense. totem over here. A couple of different paths we could have taken on our way out here. There's some space around the totem. Alright, looking good. Totem's just exciting. You're always guaranteed at least the one you need. It's also a great way to get recipes. Maybe you're guaranteed two, I don't know. Well, or maybe it's like, I don't know, some, because we didn't get a recipe this time, but that could be part of the role. Boots of Unseeing Swiftness. Oh, these are quite interesting, because they give you a ton of movement speed, but when you get hit, it goes away. Amulet of Scorched Earth. Demon Fire, Agonizing Flames. Neither one of those names ring a bell, but I'm assuming that's in the Demolitionist, maybe? I don't know. Empower Berserker's Cowl. Oh yeah, buffs your output, your damage output a bunch, but strips your own resistances away. As a hardcore going, it's going. I don't think we've had any close calls today, which is nice. Which is exactly what you're going for in a hardcore run. Because if you keep getting close calls, eventually one of them won't be close anymore. I don't know if we'll check out the Pro League. I haven't decided yet. I guess the question is Arc Witch still viable? Then maybe. Always what I play for my League starter. Again, sometimes I attach it to totems, Arc totems, but usually it's direct cast. Basically, just want to be Palpatine. Seriously, what's a necromancer got to do to find a freaking waypoint? Watch I like skipped one. Oh, I don't have the thing for this yet. Last Epoch inspired. Oh, the Pro League? Yeah, because like the whole thing is like your weapons get talent trees, right? Which is, it's actually, I gotta say, quite compelling, quite interesting. For those of you who don't know, in Last Epoch, which is another action RPG that's currently in beta, every one of your skills has its own talent tree. So your character has like a passive talent tree for your class like this. Actually, you sort of have two, because you have your base class and whatever mastery you end up with. So you kind of have this thing. But in addition to that, you don't get skills from your passive stuff. But in addition to that, you have an ability to specialize in 5 different skills, and each one of those skills has a talent tree with like 20 plus points to spend in it. Which is crazy. I'm not saying that it has the build diversity of Path of Exile, because it's something special. There's our waypoint. Okay. So, we are going to pick up this book. We're going to be wrapping up the stream here. Our next scheduled live stream is on Saturday. It wouldn't surprise me though if I got an itch to do a little bit more Grim Dawn this week as just random bonus streams, because I've really been enjoying doing that. I find that like I'm liking the idea of trying to finish the game on our hardcore character here, but I really do enjoy doing the Grim Dawn as a live stream a lot more than YouTube videos. I don't know why. Some games I just prefer streaming, and some games I prefer to do as YouTube. I think it really depends on how much... The games that really benefit more from like more planning and things, like periods where I don't want to be active and I just sort of want to stare and think and come up with plans, tend to benefit more YouTube, because I can do that thinking between episodes. On the other hand, games that might not be sort of as dense with planning content overall, almost better as Twitch, because we can have conversations, which is why something like Grim Dawn I feel works quite well as a Twitch thing, because we can just chit chat in between about other random crap. I'm not as good about chatting about random crap on YouTube. Quill needs to take breaks and someone tell him. I can't. Everyone depends on me. I can't stop. I know, I have problems. I know. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up for now, at least. We are going to raid a Kiss for Lux channel where Rhinoceros Maximus is currently live streaming some Kerbal Space Program. We had a lot of fun with KSB on Monday. I suspect next Monday will probably be more Kerbal Moon Days. This Saturday should be, not Grim Dawn, a Dwarf Fortress. But then, yeah, tomorrow, Friday, I don't know. Just keep an eye out. I'll try to tweet about it. I know Twitter is garbage. Maybe how it has been, I don't know. But usually I put an announcement there. Just, make sure you follow or leave this tab open. And then at some point, randomly, there'll be some music or some talking. It's a system. So yeah, let's raid a Kiss for Lux channel. And I'm going to see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye.